Safety meeting on the quarterly. Pledge.
We got in trouble for that before, because I did the pledge and then don't say it, just that quarter in.
Okay, sure. All right.
You're not that important, I guess.
All right. So do we have an approval for the minutes from the June 21st, 2022 minute? Any second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Rhodey is not going to be here. He is at Spokane for meetings. I thought Brody was going to be here, but maybe not. So Karen, is she on?
She told me today there's nothing to report.
Okay.
I have nothing either.
And Val, you spoke with Val this
I
morning.
talked to Valerie this morning there when I was coming in and. She don't really have nothing, but we need to see if we can get getting moving on that padded cell for safety. So we approved it.
Do that, say that again, please.
To get moving on that padded cell and.
Oh.
We need to really get going. We have a person that right now could be and something like that.
What is it, wait?
Tesla. So we need to update with them, tell them we got it. Shit.
So is he waiting for supplies?
Well, I don't know, that's the thing, I haven't talked to him about it. I think, well, we better get a watch out.
Good morning.
Yeah.
We better get-
Good morning. So who wants to contact him? Would you like me to?
Yeah, go ahead and we cancel and get over. Yes, he's got 3 different jobs.
Has he started on it?
No,
He hasn't even started on it?
no.
I thought he had, huh?
No, the way I understood, he's waiting on that, he ordered that phone stuff,
Yeah.
and I don't know if he got it. I haven't updated on it, I'm trying to get him to move on.
Dome too. But he's coming along.
Winter.
It's not far away. It's true.
More Chuck. More.
Okay. So someone needs to contact him.
I'll get it over.
Okay. Do we have a deadline on a contract?
No, they did wait, I see. The big deal was trying to get stuff,
Okay.
so we just need to update with him to see what he's got, what he can get moving on.
Okay. Paul,
Got nothing, everything's good, both sides,
solid waste is doing okay?
yep,
No issues with the past issues?
No.
Okay. The iPods,
Did you get it signed?
for what?
For the dumps?
Hey, Billy.
No.
Oh, yeah, we got them all approved. But we'll be 6 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah,
Thinking that yesterday. We can get them up.
yeah, it'll be at least 6 weeks before we get them.
so they're ordered.
No, we just approved them Friday, and I'm gonna order them today.
And go over with Blaine and put the right code on.
Oh,
That's what we told, right, for the fine, you know.
correct, yeah. Ordering today,
Yeah,
6 weeks delivery.
at least. But you never know, something might happen.
Nowadays, it's hard to tell.
You just don't know.
The iPod renewal is done, so we are good there for 3 more years. For our safety on our 911 calls. So that's about all I have.
You guys have anything?
Are you waiting to get in? You're not getting in. You're just
I was just
gonna play.
trying to find the minutes and they're not there.
Oh, okay.
It should have been attached to the. Did you get the email I sent you?
No.
I sent you guys an email
What?
the end of last week that had the minutes and all the documents for the meeting.
Like Friday, I think it was.
It should be in there.
No, maybe it is.
We don't have nothing on the rest of safety, I'll make the motion that we set the next meeting is December 13th. Did you say you want to do it at 9?
Yeah, I think we can do it at 9 PM because we don't have that much to go.
PM?
Yeah. Yes, you have to do it 9 PM. I think we could do it at 9. Doesn't take that long and then everybody's not coming early.
Sounds good to me.
I'm
Yeah.
fine with that.
I'm on board with that.
Okay.
I
Oh,
don't really matter to me. I'm here early anyway, so it don't matter to me.
okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
All right.
You're right.
Y'all have a good day.
You also. Oh, we're doing flu clinic.
Oh. She's saving paper.
Oh.
Or these are the minutes. Oh.
I put this on top of what?
Flu clinic. We're gonna do an extra one here though, Janine.
Yeah.
But we're doing the flu ban. Oh, there's Brody.
I started my, running that road construction.
Oh, yeah. Do you have any?
I don't have anything now.
You don't have any.
Nobody did.
Cool.
So we're going to move it to 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Are you happy with that?
Especially if you're.
Well, there's no sense why be here at 8:30. I mean, honestly. I mean,
Sure.
It takes about 15 minutes, so there's no sense in really coming.
Sure.
Now that we have a renter down there in Hall, we need to kind of chat through there, make sure.
So what do you have?
A renter in that house at the whole shop.
I would talk to Rhodey.
Okay.
I'll let him know.
I just want to make sure that, you know, that whatever has to be covered, just so.
Yes, yes.
I just thinking that yesterday.
So since renting the whole shop. now.
The house.
The house.
Oh, the house. Okay, okay.
So we got, you know, we had a couple rig or one rig. I just want to make sure that.
Yeah, I'll send an email when I get back and make sure that that's covered.
He does have renter's insurance as well, and I have a copy of that policy too, if you guys want to see that.
I'll just make a note out of it on file and then Rhodey would be the one that would have to see if there's any more coverage on it, but I don't think you're gonna need
I
anything.
just want to make sure we got it.
Yes, no, thanks for letting us know. I'll make sure that we have.
I met him the other day at the library.
Does he work for the town?
He worked for the school, first year student, teacher.
Oh, okay, cool. What is that school case for?
In Drummond.
Oh, he's in Drum. Oh, okay.
Right down in Hall, right that house that's there.
Yeah, yep. But I'll have a school too.
Yeah, their case room.
That's what I thought, yeah.
So how long do you have to wait for work construction?
I was there for about 8 or 9 minutes. They're just doing that one on the side. Those rocks must be falling around the interstate, huh?
Yeah.
One thing I can tell you though, is the Department of Labor hired a new director for their compliance division. I think he's a really nice guy, so. Way better than the director that they had before. Thank God you
Yeah.
so. Hi, so, and then. It's really all I have. Much else. You guys have anything else?
No, that's all. I was just questioning that. I think, don't we have the. Usually in the fall, they come around, start looking and stuff.
It just kind of depends. I mean, with having a new director, and I think they're way down on people. Because a lot of people don't want to do this. Had a really high turnover, the old guy, I mean, he had a really high turnover rate, so. I think they're trying to look for more stuff. So. So it just kind of depends, so. They might. Yeah. Just kind of depends. So. Is there anything you need from me?
Nine minutes, it's just about the
Oh.
30.
I
As I was driving down. it's just-
Well, they're always gonna be at 9.
Yes. And you can always zoom in.
Whatever works best. for you, that's all. You can be here, so.
Get you out of the office.
Now this time there's gonna be.
Scott? Did you want to stay on or go off until the actual?
Yeah, we can be here.
Okay.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning, everybody. Right, we go into the board minutes for September 13th.
I'll make a motion to accept the board minutes.
I'll second it.
Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried and passed. All right, we'll get into correspondence. We have one piece of correspondence here. It's from American Medical Association Wards. You guys have any correspondence?
Oh, what about that? Jeff bringing it up, that note from Jack or Butler. About
Oh, I didn't,
union thing.
oh, I didn't know about that. What about it?
Did you see that?
Is it in the email?
I never got it
Yeah, it's an email.
from Butler.
Yeah.
I know, I suppose it's better not. I don't know, I never got.
So when,
Well, there's something there. I'll just say that.
Oh,
from,
It's an email from Jody.
oh, okay. Yeah,
Yes.
I read that. I thought you meant, I thought
I
you
never
meant
got-
Jackie.
I guess it is.
Well, sir.
Can she do that? She's saying to whom it may concern. She no
We,
longer wants to be in the
oh.
union. And she emailed the commission, so I guess it's public knowledge that. But what does that do for the union?
Well, I think if one gets out there, you know, is they gonna keep like
You know,
the other one? I don't know.
Like a union of one?
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I don't know if they have to have them both or if if one's getting out of solid waste where they're the same. Yeah, I know.
So this is something that probably we have to get a hold of Blaine and say, Blaine,
And and Craig's her guy too.
yeah,
So we think Craig would be when he goes through. I mean, she's got to notify the union too.
so. What does that do for her dues? Can she just say that and,
By law, you don't even have to pay her. We looked in that, they don't have to.
right,
So I mean.
but if they're paying, can they quit paying? So they can,
That's what they said last time when we were in that. Cause there was a couple guys that wanted to get out of it on the road, but they didn't follow through. So I suppose that if it's up to her to get over her union guy and then they need to take care of it. If it's up to them, we can't say yes or no.
Yeah.
We can,
so is that something that we need to advise her to do?
I think we better
Oh, let's talk to Blaine.
let him send Jody a letter. And then that way it's all.
Is that a personnel problem or? So we shouldn't be discussing it?
Right, well, where she's sending on.
Well,
email,
yeah, she sent an email.
So, I mean, we look, it's a correspondence, so now I guess I put it in Blaine's and then we have to have a
Yeah,
personnel code meeting, we can, but it was correspondence. We're all right. Okay, we'll move into the public comment.
Elena.
So did we put in a request for the parcel?
Mhm.
We did that.
Go ahead, Elena.
Thank you. For the record, Elena Gagliano. Billy, is that you there?
Yes, I am back.
Well, welcome back. I'm
Thank
glad you're feeling better. I have a question regarding correspondence. Online, it says correspondence for September 13th. Is that the correspondence you're referring to? Because there's a heck of a lot on there.
The correspondence for September 20th should be on there.
It's on. Agenda.
So we
Let's
did
see.
correspondence last week.
Yeah.
Correspondence from 13th is on there.
Yeah, and then correspondence 9/20/22 is what it's labeled.
Okay, okay, I'm gonna have to look because the only correspondence I see is 9/13.
It should be the second one from the top if you're on the website looking at the meeting documents.
No, I'm not seeing it. Okay, I'll have to do something. The first thing I see on the meeting documents is task order 23-25-5. Maternal and child health block resolution is the next one. Headwaters is the next one. Flint Creek Dam is the next one. I'm not seeing it on the website.
There's three ahead of that I uploaded this morning. It should be the dam tenders report, correspondence, and then the Granite and Drummond MOA.
Okay, I'll reboot it, I guess, and see what
Yeah,
happens.
if not,
All right. Okie dokie. Thanks a lot. Oh, and I just wanted for public comment. I looked at the minutes. I was busy last week. I didn't show the last minutes. There's a few things that are left out and corrections, but it's already been approved. And so we'll just leave it like that. Thank you.
Any other public comment?
So the only correspondence was the AMA, and that's in there. And the email wouldn't be in there because we're discussing it now.
Yeah, I need to get access back in there too.
No public comment? That was a good LEPC meeting.
Was it
Yeah, there was a lot of people there.
good?
It was really good. Got a lot of stuff took care of. I guess that's a problem. Anyway, yeah, it was a really good meeting. Learned a lot.
Like what?
Oh, just on this cyber stuff and then what the schools are doing for safety and, Scott, the sheriff, just got reports from everybody. There was a couple fire people there and Audrey was there. It was a really good meeting. It was good, fast, and everybody just, yeah, it was damn good meeting. Mayors were there, both mayors.
What are the schools doing?
Trying to figure out their, the Phillipsburg one's trying to make it more safer, so they can't. That where they go into the gym and that, they're trying to get different, like lockdown, not lockdown, just different setups so they protect the kids more. And they're thanking Scott for the SRS guy, yeah, just, yeah, it was. Drummond's trying, you know, with the interstate there, they're just all trying to up their safety and. Drummond would sound like they got Kansas stuff now.
Oh, cool. They got a lot.
Teachers. Just trying to upgrade, you know, just trying to make it a lot safer. Pretty, it was a good meeting.
When's the next meeting?
I can't remember why, sorry.
Thank you.
Oh, that was good. It's fun, Audrey, she's good to listen to. I was on the fires with her, she was fired. Jim Robertson, so I'm just trying to think who, there was a pile of people there. And like, if they had an emergency, they're trying to get somebody that, like, if Scott can't do it, talk to the press or something, try to set up somebody that can talk to them while they're doing this other, you know, just to keep people back and that, and then, like, if they needed the forcers, if they got people around that could help, like if they were trying to get, you know, or if there was a big emergency, you know, it was just trying to set up stuff and get everything in a roll, so. Yeah, it was fun. The guy that works with Chad Ryan, what's his name? Tom. Anyway, he was there, he gave him an update. Yeah. Name Tom, name Tom.
I don't think
Tom was the other guy from the beam.
I can't remember anything though.
Tom's a superintendent.
Yeah.
Too many names.
A lot of them I've never seen before, you know, like the new superintendent. Janitor from up here was like.
I looked, but I can't find his name.
Any other public comment? How much rain you get, Chuck?
Forecast.
Kind of looked like it went south of us there, you know, down the road looking there, it looked like they're staying, that's on the ground, not as much as everybody else. Missoula got hit hard. Hellman got hit hard, kind of just went.
Supposed to be good rain on Thursday.
Morning.
I ain't gonna blame.
Yeah. How's everyone doing? Low.
She got a disease.
Uh-oh, should we sitting over here
It's up to you.
I ended up with COVID last week. but
after all that
Yeah,
to get it from the hospital or what?
I think I got it from the school. I think my child brought it home.
You got COVID again.
Well, at first I didn't have COVID. I had bacterial pneumonia.
Yeah.
And then I healed from that, but I didn't have COVID. They tested me all throughout that process. And then last week tested positive for COVID. But it went real, my COVID thing was really my,
Wow, one thing after another.
Do we need to mention Jody?
someone wants to beat up my immune system. Like a
Yeah.
voodoo doll somewhere.
Can we go off for a quick second?
Yeah. Hold on. then.
Okay, so we're back on the road and bridge weekly report. Go ahead, Paul.
And we're just still hauling salt and sand, getting that mixed. We'll be done with what we can do today until next week when they bring our 2 final loads of salt in. And then we'll go back to it. So when we're done in the morning, we're gonna start hauling road mix out on Bowers to cap the other construction that we did. And that's just kind of where we're at. And then when we get done with that, we'll be going back to dirt patch. And mow. We just got everybody working together. That's just trying to get it done before it snows. But that's kind of where we're at, but
We're just asking on that, like the salt and that, they can take that out of Barson when they do the fact it's going into gravel, right? Pretty sure you can. You just gotta make sure and let Sarah know,
I will when I leave here. I was gonna talk to her about it anyway, but
yeah. And that way we have a,
I'm gonna talk to her when I leave.
that way we have a, you know, what we're spending it on, like, remember I had asked about, that way we know what it's at. So we can come, when they come at us, we'll say, well, we spent $10,000 of salt. It goes into the road, yes, so.
You sure that would qualify since it just goes away?
Well, putting it down on the road. And it makes it don't, it's still mixed in with the sand that stays there, so, I mean, the salt melts out, and I don't. We've done it before. I just think that it's.
I thought it was anything got put on the road surface. With bar stuff.
Well, they might qualify that as long as it stays there. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
So you got a couple days planned for granite.
soon as we're all done with everything, then we'll go up and do something up there. But we gotta get all our roads bladed that are our regular roads first, you know. And then we'll go up there for a couple of days and do some. Hopefully get a little weather, you know, it'll start raining here pretty soon. Got a little bit the other day, which was nice. Definitely before winter, we'll do something up there.
Did they get the solid waste, the backhoe then, the parts, you know?
No, they won't be here. We ordered them, they were 70 days out.
I just curious.
No, we put a pin in it and just welded it in there and it's gonna last until it breaks and we'll do it again. That's all we can do. But
Go ahead, Blaine.
Oh, just looked up that right to work stuff. That law that was failed last session was regarding private sector, because yeah, First Amendment's gonna apply to government, so it already applied to governments, but not to the private sector, and that's what they were trying to get it to apply to, and it failed. So, yeah, it's interesting that issue is also coming up with social media censoring, and those questions are coming up, whether, yeah, the First Amendment applies. Generally speaking, the First Amendment does not apply to non-government entities. But
and then it's that time of year again for staying on 410s until weather changes. And need to get the approval for that, so we can send that in. To, like we did, well, we've always done it, but. Because they go back, otherwise they go back to 15th, I believe it is. And,
They send it, they get it approved with him, then he sends it. to us.
yeah,
We
we
need to let him do that work. We're always doing it for
always do the same thing, though, we send them that letter. And,
Is it 15th of October?
yeah,
However you guys want to.
That's what you.
right, we just. Our letter will say the same as it always has, weather permitting, stay on 410, weather permitting, soon as it starts snowing, we'll go back to 5/8.
Do you want it on the agenda for next week? Is that what you were thinking, or?
what we always do. I guess I just wanted to make sure I told him it needed to be brought to all of us, then just send it, get it approved, that everybody knew what was going on.
Okay, so it goes back to 5/8 on October 15th, right?
Yeah.
And you wanna go further in.
Want to go until weather, till we get snowed out.
Why do we even have it in the union things if you wanna stay until, why can't we change the date on it if we're gonna keep?
It,
changing?
I'm trying to recall the last negotiations. It seemed like it was brought up and then like it opened a whole bunch of can of worms. The other issues got brought up. And so I think it was just like, well, we'll keep it the same, just keep doing that, but that could be renegotiated.
It was just easier to run it that way, do
Yeah.
that, because then they were gonna say, well, we need this, and they wanted certain dates, and they were gonna, and that just ended up being.
It got too, too complex, but,
I think they
so I don't think I think it's your guys's decision. I don't think it's a significant public interest. So I don't think it needs to be on the agenda unless you just want, want it there to have people comment.
So probably would you say in October, but you have to notify the union rep. And what date do you give them? Do you say till the snow flies or?
No, well, how it's worded is, we stay in 410s, while weather is permitting. So then we can stop it any week that we need to stop it in case of weather, if we see. Weather starts getting crappy,
That's where the big thing was that for me.
Yeah.
We had to have that, we didn't have that
Well-
before, and we're trying to come back, and then they said, well, you didn't, So that's why we changed it.
I just watch the weather and just change it as soon as the weather starts getting crappy, then we just change it.
So, but when you change it, you wanna kind of look and try to change it, not to mess up with payroll. time
Yeah,
for-
correct. But the only reason I'm bringing it up now is because, I want to get ahead of the game before we know it. It's gonna be the 15th of October, and then we won't have anything done. So. I just want to get it done, get it signed and. Just wait for the weather to change.
And the road crew is agreeable to that?
Yeah,
Are they the ones that brought it to your attention that they wanted to?
no,
Isn't it up to them or is it up to you?
it's up to them. But I brought it up to them to see if they want to stay on 410s, and they're all agreeable to it. They all have to be agreeable to it before the union would even sign. But they're all agreeable to it. I mean, you can actually get something done.
One thing the agreement also says is that the commission will have the final say on when that ends, so you guys don't give up that.
Any motion on that?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to. Put it on the agenda.
We can, being it's on the road now, we can make a motion to, send it to them on approval. Make a motion to send it to the union on approval, and then when we get back, we have it on the agenda, so.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to say. Do what you said.
But it doesn't have to be.
Send the customary agreement to the union and then get it back on the agenda to sign it.
I think agreement to union to keep your 10-hour shifts kind of floating more or less, I guess, how bad weather.
Yeah,
I'll
We
second
could-
it.
Any public comments?
What is the date? We might as well just have it on the agenda for next week then.
Yeah, long we have a back.
They'll have-
Then if there's any public comment, then we, all in favor? Time.
You might authorize to send that to Craig.
So. Are we done with that? I just got one more thing on dump. Is, I mean, when we order these signs, I'm also gonna order signs saying that they need to be unloaded by 3:45 at the Beaver dump and 5:45 at the Drummond dump. Just to put the signs out on there where all the rest of their signs are. Because a lot of people come in right at 6, well, they close at 6, so then that puts them in there for another 15-20 minutes. You know,
You're saying no
What is
dumping
it?
after 3:45?
Yeah, what's 3:45?
well, they need to be out of there by 4 and not 6, because that's when their shift's over. So they need to have their stuff put away and be out. It's no different than walking into a restaurant that's open till 9 and sitting down wanting to eat at 3 to 9. Can't do it.
So does that put Jody in 15 minutes instead of? Or is that giving her an extra 15 minutes to close up? That leaves. The time she has is from 8 to 4, and that's really a. That's a bad time for you to dump anyway.
I don't think it's really so much about her leaving earlier, it's just that trying to tell the people, please get there before the closing time, because then they line up. at
Well, he's
4
saying
o'clock
no
and then-
dumping after 3:45.
I think it's just pretty much to try to get them there a little earlier, so they get it dumped. and-
Right. Cause you can't come in there with a big load of stuff at 4 and be in there, or 6 and drum. You know, and then they're in there, and then they're sitting in there for another 15-20 minutes, you know.
So overtime issue then, maybe.
Well, that's what it would turn into.
Yeah.
I mean, they just hustle along, they don't do it, but
We'll probably still have a few people who show up, who hurry up and dump.
Yeah.
But I think it's just to give the public notice that, we'd like to have them get there before that time. Just a little bit earlier, so people still put the backwood stuff away, clean up afterwards.
I see like Vicky has on her door, no titles.
it's
after
exactly the
4:30,
same thing.
But that's, I think usually,
So the dumping drum is what, 10 to 6?
Yep.
The dump here is 8 to 4.
Yeah.
Why do we have 2 different?
It was due to the lighting and stuff, and then we went through that before on it, there was something set up, that was back in the minute to read. That was almost quite a few years ago, there was something to do with.
So there's no lights at Peter?
This, I don't know.
Yeah, there's
It was something to do with the winter hours,
Yeah.
and then,
winter's hours would change. John never ever wanted to change his winter hours. He just always wanted to leave his alone. We just left Drummond's at 8 to 6 or I mean,
yeah,
10 to 6, because that's what he wanted to do. And left Jody at 8 to 4.
So John does 10-hour shifts in the summer?
10 to 6 is 8.
I know. But you were saying summer hours. What do you mean by that?
No, in the winter, they would change. Because it's dark, 4:30. But, yeah, John's never, he's always been 10 to 6 for as long as I can remember. But they both work 8 hours a day.
So Jody's complained about this, that people are in there after 4 o'clock.
Well, you just can go out there and watch them. I mean, they just file in there. They're sitting there before the gates open in both places. And the bigger it gets, this community's growing. I mean, it's just like Vicky over there. You can't do title work 30 minutes before she closes. It's just the way it is. Same as the rest, same as any business.
I think if they have notice too, that's the big deal. Notice. So if they know what time they have to be there, then if they can't make it, then they can just go the next
And
day.
the notice would have to be in the paper too, would run in the paper, have to.
Sure.
Because people don't go to the dump just to look at notice
No.
and sign,
And then it should go on the
Yeah.
website,
and in the paper,
Yeah.
people
That's
don't
fine.
get on the website. Yeah, I guess that. You're knocking 15 minutes off of people's time to go to the dump.
no, well, we're just asking them to get there over and early, not knocking it off, they're still open.
You're knocking it off when you say no more dumping after 3:45, is that knocking it off or not?
Well, I think it's just trying to get them to get there a little bit early.
So she'd accept somebody after 3:45, when she has notices at the 3:45?
People do.
Well, you know, I mean, you gotta use some common sense.
That's the whole thing. And she's
What's
not
your
ready.
common
Try to
sense?
get them in there at 3:45. But you know, if there's somebody that can't, you know, it's an emergency, they gotta do it. But,
Well, that's gonna bring in plain favorites if somebody's there at 3:45, let you in,
Well,
somebody else she can say.
Yeah, I don't. I think it's just trying to ask the people get there before right at quitting time, just trying to put a notice in there. And sure you tell them, get it lined out, there's some, you know, that it's just at least that way, okay, you know, we're trying to get you in here. I'm off at 4, otherwise if I got dump at 4 and I'm gonna be here till 4:30, it's gonna start costing county more money out. Overtime and stuff, you know?
Yeah, you'd have to, if she's gonna be there after 4, you're gonna be paying overtime.
So is she there after 4?
She's been there after 4 last times, and she's very good about it. And so is John. I'm just saying that they shouldn't have to be.
So does she put it on her time card that she's there after 4? And you
If
tell her
it's,
time?
if it's excessive, of course, you know, but I don't know, I guess it's no different than anybody else when their shift ends, they wanna get the hell out of it. You know,
That's not the point.
kind of is.
So what do we have to have a motion on it? Just putting up a notice.
Yeah, that would be-
Would be better to have a sign saying, we don't will be closed at 4. And then, no exception, and then you're not cutting out 15 minutes, they can go in there and dump 5 minutes like I can.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I don't think you can stipulate dumps closed at 3:45.
Yeah, it has to,
When you
you
have.
have
5
to be,
minutes at
you have
dump
to have your stuff dumped by 4 PM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do that,
Have to be
Have
out of the
signs.
gate by 4.
Yeah,
If you're gonna say.
yeah,
that.
yeah,
yeah, but
And then-
it will close at 4.
yeah. That way you don't need the committee, I mean, you can have that sign made up, you don't need the commission's approval, I don't think, I mean. That's consistent with what they have there, yeah.
Righty.
So there's already signs that says 8 to 4 at the dump site. And
Yeah,
I guess that will maybe a sign that says we will not dump.
Yeah, you have to be out of the, what you say, dumped and out of the game at 4.
So you wanna put that on the sign then, it will close at 4, or
yes, we'll have to, but it's still hard, you know. If they're in there, they're dumping at 3 minutes to 4, and she still gotta run the backhoe and compact and do all that stuff. It still holds her. You know what I mean? So it's whatever you guys wanna do, I'll just pass it along.
what do you think?
I'm thinking that it should stay at core. I think her delegating her duties. I'm sure it's not one right after another all day long where she can't get her. Then maybe it should be open longer.
Who you gonna hire? Put that in the paper and hire an extra dumper. If that's what you wanna do and keep it open till for 10 or 12 hours.
Well, I think 8 to 4 myself, my personal opinion. If the Drummond one can 10 to 6. Why can't this one be 10 to 6? Because it doesn't get any darker here.
Well, it's still 8 hours a day,
I know,
And they're still
I'm
open.
not talking about
but they're
that.
still open all day Saturday, so. It's,
I don't think.
The
we'll
place is
change
very
the hours now, it's
No.
been like this for years, I don't think, my opinion, we've been.
If she wanted to close the gate right at 4 if someone were in and let them out. But I don't think she can close the gate at 3:45. she can close the gate and let them out if she wanted to get her extra work done. That 15 minutes means a lot to some people if they have to rush. And they can't, if they got off it at the time frame, they knowing that it closes at 4.
I tend to agree with
Hmm?
you. I tend to agree with you. 4 kind of early.
4 is early, especially when people work till 5 and maybe can't get in there on Saturday. Or Saturday, if they work on Saturday and have to try to get
I
there.
think if we go into this, it's gonna be into. We'll probably, I don't. know How that's gonna work.
Well, you go ahead and make your motion. I'm not for 3:45.
Well, I think it was just trying to get it so that you can actually get there and get out. I'm with the motion to put up something that we'd like to at least have the dump in there by 3:45. But the dump close at 4. It's already says that. So I don't know why.
So you're making a motion at 3:45 closing the dump.
No, not closing.
Well, then what's the point if it closes at 4? I mean, you're saying
Yes,
the dump closes
yes,
at 4, but you have to be there 15 minutes early is what you're saying.
Just have it the same way it is. I'm afraid we start trying to move the hours, make it longer. we ain't gonna have no-
I'll just make some signs, it's pretty simple. That say, please try to be unloaded by 4:45 and 5:45.
That's what I just said.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
just all.
just put please try
Yeah.
to do this.
And they're on notice, and then you do it, put in the paper too.
And
I don't
it's
think
not
you can
like
say-
it's in after 3:45, it's in the dump, 'cause they got 15 minutes in. After you show up, they don't.
Well, if I wanna get a title done, I can't do that, so explain to me the difference. They're open till 5, if I walk in there 5 to 5, why can't they do my title?
That doesn't have anything to do with the dump site.
It's whatever, I could give a shit one way or the other.
Well, okay, if you could give a shit one way or the other.
Hey, listen, we're gonna move on anyway. We'll put a table this, think about it a little more.
Sounds good, we'll see you.
I don't think we're done yet, Paul.
What else we got? You moved on.
Well, you wanted to bring something up about the bus route. You called me.
Yeah, I still haven't got the other information. That's why I never said it.
What information?
I got some information I'm trying to talk to a person about, okay?
Well, you need to keep it open.
I will. I don't have nothing to give you information on.
Okay,
You
so,
understand?
Paul, this is one thing that the discussion was. You got a hold of the transportation department saying that there was going to be another person moving in and they'd have to change their bus route.
It could be a possibility. I
Okay,
told
so that is wrong.
you. How do you know that other?
Well,
person?
because the reason that we decided that we were gonna have them do the extra mile and a half, 2 miles, was there is a student that already lives up there. The bus route refuses to go any further than, but we can still allow that person to come as far as the county is, and the county should plow it.
This other person that we're gonna move up there was just wondering. Is it gonna be, since it's plowed, are they gonna extend the bus route up?
And they're not.
Hey, you don't have to get
So-
snippy with me.
I am
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
snippy.
Yeah, that's not right.
It is right,
Why?
because you're trying to say, no, we're not gonna set a precedent, and you keep digging in about it.
So I can ask him. When
Okay.
people call, I can answer them.
So what you're saying, well, what you answer him is saying, no, the bus route isn't gonna go up there.
Yeah,
That's all you have to say,
but
instead of trying to make a big deal about it and
What's
trying
the
to
big
say, we're setting precedent and we
We
can't
are.
do this.
we are.
No, we're not.
Go ahead, Chuck.
So is another person moving in up there?
They were talking about it. Yes, they called Mass. If they bought.
Not the one that's already there. Yeah,
Another person. Then they were curious if they were gonna be able to extend the bus route up to there.
is this past where the one is now, or
They're up just a little, yes, up a little bit. I never drove up.
I didn't think there was any private land.
There's something maybe, I don't know. I didn't go up.
I would just tell them, hey, go to the committee and talk to them about that issue to see if they.
Well, and then I'd like to make a comment. They called me and they said they're not moving their bus route because they can't go beyond where they're going right now. And they said that you had called them and said if there was someone coming, they had to move their bus route.
They were talking if they could, I told you.
Well,
If they could.
they assumed it completely different because they said you told them that they had to move their bus route. That's what I was called.
Or not.
Well, the only thing is, that doesn't make any difference about the bus route. We said plow it anyway, because there's a student up there and it is a bus route. Whether they go to the cattle guard turnaround or not, it's plowing up there beyond it.
One thing they should do though is, I mean, that's they have to have a public meeting on that, so they shouldn't. My advice to them would not to be making a decision until they had a public meeting, that'd be, but. I can talk. to them
But
about
what
that.
you said was okay is for us to still plow up there beyond the cattle
It's a
guard.
commission,
And the
commission
commission
decision.
decided that already.
Yeah. That's a commission decision.
And that's what you don't want, right? Because you say it sets precedent.
What does to me. not
To
my
you.
personal, yeah.
I think
Okay.
Paul
You
is
say
saying
the
it's that.
facts.
The other house that,
And I
that
said
I
what?
know of is the one down at Smart Creek right below mine.
Oh, way up,
You
way
know,
up there?
yeah, yeah, right, they turn off right at the mine, cattle guard. And go down in there, and next year they'll be living here full time.
And they have kids?
I had no idea.
Well, what we said, we didn't say clear down there. We said we'd go the extra mile and a half. So that he wouldn't have to have a permit. We already decided that.
I think one distinction too is between a legal precedence and like a kind of a political precedent. Because I think the legal precedence, yeah, you gotta treat people in like situations similar, but you guys were distinguishing this from saying, yeah, it was already been plowed. Versus, oh, political precedence, you're gonna open up the floodgates. I think is that what you're saying? That people are gonna, you're opening the floodgate versus a legal precedent. I think there's a distinction here.
But what are you gonna do if they do move down there in Smart Creek? I mean, they can say, well. the County road, is that maintained all the way down there? I don't think it is.
No, like I say, we've only bladed it, the first time we bladed it was this year since I've been there,
Down the Smart Creek?
down to, Black Pine Road. They would come out Black Pine Road, not Smart Creek.
Right, I know, they
Yeah.
come back up this way.
Yeah,
What I'm saying from the mine
yeah,
down to,
no, that's not maintained,
so again, non-maintained.
right? But maybe they wanna go from their place to the Black Pine Road, right below mine. That's not this year.
So that extra 2 miles is Black Pine Road, correct?
Mhm. And we could go another 3 miles up Black Pine Road to hook on with these guys before they drop off their road onto a non-maintained road.
You know, it's snow plowing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more snow up there, I mean, down below where we're talking about now, they get a lot of sun, and it melts off, why, like I say, I have a lot of experience with being up there in the winter time. But once you hit the top, then the snow starts piling up, it's stopping reaching.
wind is horrible.
We're gonna move on to Brandon Parrott's damaging the report.
Thank you, Paul.
Yep, see you later.
Okay.
Lake Cat 6428.02, 17.7 7/16 report from the phone. Last week or 1752.
Okay, I'll make the motion, we stay at the 20 for another week, like we said we were gonna do, and it looks to me like. I don't know what the gauges say, but 20 is about what's coming in, we were putting out about what's coming in. Since it's just almost live, not like what's there.
It's supposed to be a rain tomorrow or Thursday and Friday.
So we should gain something.
Did you get rain at your house this
Yeah,
weekend?
Forecast,
Yeah,
and it went up a little bit on the graph here. With that, and then level off.
And it's similar to what I think Todd Blythe said, I mean, there's not. I mean, pretty accurate.
So we're not gaining anything, but well, I can't much. But about losing.
Have a second?
I'll second.
Need public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried by.
He has it going to 6427.86 in September and 6427.59 in October. What'd you say it was?
17.76 below full fall.
Okay,
So it's 64.28.02.
so, yeah, right, consistent with what he's saying.
Okay, we're into the Headwaters
And Gail is on.
RTD update discussion. Go ahead, Gail.
Thanks, commissioners. So went to the Headwaters meeting and I believe that you guys have the Headwaters reports. With it, they're a lot easier to understand now, which is, they're more bullet point than they are reading page after page. So that is a good thing. Couple things I learned at Headwaters, and I think it was in the paper, was that the child care grant that Phillipsburg was awarded for $1 million. They talked about that in depth. And then a gentleman, he is a county commissioner from Beaverhead County, reported that counties are going to be getting another bulk of money, and they do it on the PELT formula, which is $1 per acre. And I'm sure that they'll be getting to let Billy know when that comes about. Let's see. Do you guys have any questions? Did you read over the report?
We're just kind of doing it right now. I am. What we tried.
So their market director position is still open, but they do have a few applications for that. And the loan department, Mike Archer, is working remotely because he lives in another state. He had to move. So, but that is still, that's still ongoing. Mike's a really good egg with that. Another thing is I will be up tomorrow and they are having a small business webinar. Cybersecurity is much more than a matter of information technology. And it's free. It's September 30th. I'm going to take a few flyers around to businesses here, and then I'll bring some up to the county and drop a couple off down to Mayor Reddish. So that's what I have for the report from Headwaters.
You, is there any questions for us?
Any what?
I just asked me if there was any questions for you, Jackie.
I don't.
Appreciate the update, thank you.
You bet. Can we move into the map thing?
At 10 o'clock,
Oh, at 10?
yeah, it says 10, let's see. It
Oh, okay.
says 10 o'clock, Grand County and Town of Drum. We better wait till 10.
I,
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. I just want to make sure.
took out that sentence.
So I did get in touch with the Hall store and the and Headwaters. There was a snafu on a telephone number, and that got resolved. So I have not gone back this week yet and talked with the people out at the Hall store to see you know, if they're, I just try to check in on them once a month to see how that's going.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. I really do encourage you guys to come to that. I mean, I learn a lot just by networking and then calling people, because there's other mayors and you know, county commissioners. So it's every other month. It's about, it usually goes from 1 to 3. And it's the, let's see, last week was the second Thursday of the month. So maybe second and fourth. I have meetings in Butte. So in another week, I'll get on and do the action report too.
We have any comments on the headline? Are you still on, Gail?
I am.
Okay, we'll go ahead and move into a couple minutes early, but we'll go ahead and move into the county and county drum MOU map.
So it's just a mutual agreement, use agreement. There's no money exchanged and it's sharing data. And so the agreement needed to be reworded just because there was some stuff in there about water lines and we don't have municipal water. So that Blaine has done that. And so the GIS data is going to be very helpful to the town, and that will justify the expense, I believe. And it will help MDOR for our assessing property taxes, which, you know, when we don't have somebody walking around to do that, that's where a lot of assessment is missed. So I will get council approval tonight. It's on our agenda. And then I don't know if Blaine, if we can just sign it and exchange that way, or if I need to come up, I guess that'd be your call.
Yeah, I think the commission could approve it, be signed, and then we can send it down if that works. I just took out that one sentence in paragraph 4.
Yeah.
I
I
didn't
mean,
add anything, but I think that clears up that question.
okay, yep.
Question?
It was, there was a line in there that talked about one of the purposes the town would use it for would be, billing, and that was not one of the purposes, so we just took that out. It was,
Yeah, it was for water. Because we don't have water, municipal water.
paragraph 4. Sentence 2 was removed, and it's, the rest of it's the same.
So you couldn't use it for the water billing records?
Because they don't, since they don't have, yeah, so everyone's on wells.
Oh, okay. So the one thing, this agreement is Granite County sharing our GIS data, but anything that pertains to the town is at your expense. Is that
Correct. Yes, yes, it is. Yep, but the information we share.
Right.
Yep,
And then Matt with, Matt Pierce will have a separate letter of understanding with the town as well. Okay.
So I
Yep.
entertain motion on this.
I'll make a motion that we have a memorandum of agreement with the town of Drummond for our GIS data with maps mapping.
Oh, yeah, second it.
Any public comments? All in favor?
Good deal.
thank you. Yes, I think it's gonna be a very good deal. And we just got a new computer, so we know it's gonna work with enough RAM and all of that. So we're excited about
Thank you.
it. Thank you, commissioners.
Let me go off for a minute. Scott.
1 second.
Yeah. We have to update that book. I just remember that book that we get from. It shows the county roads, you know that.
Stuff that was in there from those tables in here. Does it look like? No, that's an old policy book. There's a map.
No, I was looking at that book, you could open it up and it showed the language of the county road. We had a whole pile of books and gave them some stuff. Remember they brought a box of them, Mike had them. Had the road gone, and we disputed some of the roads.
Would Linda have them?
I was just curious on that map thing. Now, do we have to change that book too, and that, because it has all new names and stuff, or do we can we still reference that book?
You mean his atlas? Is that what you're talking about? Does it look like that?
Yeah, it looks like something like that. We used to have a bunch of those. I'm confused. Or just, you can open it says, like, in front there's a index says like E7 for the page, and then you open it up and it shows different parts, kind of what. it was.
Oh, that's the atlas I think we're talking about. That's what she was gonna get a hold of Matt and see,
Oh, that he's updated.
If we have to change all that.
change it for what.
Are there new names on roads and stuff, or is that still?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what she was talking to us about.
Okay, we'll go ahead into the task order 23-25-501-020-0, maternal and child health block grant program, discussion and decision.
So like MCH, their fiscal year is what, October through,
I
so
believe
is this
so.
just for their budget purposes, probably, what we do?
Yeah,
No,
It's-
no, I guess it's not, period of July 1.
they did this last year where they, yeah, the funding changed up. And so,
Okay.
yeah,
But this now goes from the 19th to 26th, but they update it every year.
So,
Now it's signed every year.
they had to do one last year, because I think they received more, last year received more funding. So it seemed like their funding cycles are a little, yeah,
I think Jackie said too, they were late getting this one out
oh, okay.
to her.
She on, Jackie, and
No, she's not. She, that's why I peeked. She was here a bit ago.
yeah, I don't think this pertains to anything that's gonna change, it's just that it has to be updated every year, is that correct, Blaine?
Yes, yes.
What are you grinning about?
So what do we use this?
Huh?
For the childcare
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah, that's you, yeah,
it's pretty important.
and it's just it's been grant money we've
Say,
received
did you have anything on this task
many, many,
order?
many, many years.
Is this the one where they like pick a cause too, where they pick something that they're gonna focus on and they work within the community and the school? Is that this grant? Like they did the helmets one year with the giveaway at the mud bog. I think that was under this grant, and this year I think they're focusing on bullying with Healthy Granite County Network, isn't, I think that's this grant.
Like pregnant women, non-pregnant women, of childbearing age, infants younger than 1 year age, children underage, so it just really. It helps families that maybe don't have insurance and they're able to. Get these services.
Oh, okay.
She said we just up, like you said, updated every year, they send it in, he was hoping that we'd be in the favor. Yes, we're meeting.
So I thought you had to have insurance. Isn't that the Obamacare thing?
They had to have what?
Everybody has to have insurance. Okay.
Yeah, under that,
Yeah.
yeah, but the,
They can no longer fine you though, right?
yeah, you know where you're finding. But. Yeah, and the Medicaid laws expanded to cover more people here in Montana,
Yeah.
yeah.
So why do we have this?
So this is grant monies that Grant County has received, and I can go in and show you things that we've spent it on that saves the county health fund a lot of money. So it's monies that has been in effect, well, last 4 years easy. So it isn't anything that's brand new, we've always,
Jackie's here, I think.
No, she had to go back
Oh, she had
and
to-
actually, I just
Oh,
told
sorry,
her-
okay.
She was just told me to prove that she had another lien she had.
Oh, okay.
She said she brings it in.
this fund can also help with salaries and stuff for the county health nurse supplement. I think that
Yeah,
we've done that.
Especially with the more stuff coming.
Yeah,
We don't have to take out of ours to pay her.
So.
Guess when we get them showing them that it entertain emotions.
Well, I'll make a motion that we accept task order 23-25-5-1-01-20. The yearly government master contract for MCH maternal and child health care grant.
If we don't offset. Offset. Any public comment on this?
Oh, wait, Elena.
Sorry.
Elena.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Elena.
Thank you. Just for clarification on this, I guess this particular task order is the first 9 pages of a document that's 450 pages, including appendixes. So, and then section 8 on page 8 says 9 pages, but then there's a whole bunch of reports and attachments, and so I hope you all read that. But thank you.
All right, all in favor?
Well, that's why I'm not gonna support it because. I mean, just pull this at me and just this, trying to understand the whole thing. I'm gonna take it home and read it.
There's a lot of worksheets that were attached with that for Jackie to calculate, like the contributions from our public health department that would be covered by the grant that I believe she's working with Sarah on. But those were the only documents that I got in the attachment, and I'm almost wondering if the page number is a typo, but I can follow up with Jackie.
Yeah, I don't know, it just seems.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed?
Me, no,
Motion is carried and passed.
So like on supplies, just this fiscal year, there was like a healthometer or something purchased and calendars and that's purchased, and this is probably in something that giving to young mothers or pregnant women to help. I mean, it's not necessarily paying their their health bills, it's giving them programs and things that they can use to better their lives. I mean, I don't know what.
Did some of them bicycle helmets come out of that they were giving out?
I think so. I have to look.
I mean, there was a bunch of stuff that they were getting to give out for safety. Not doing it. I'd have to ask, yeah.
And then I know that, in years past, we were able to supplement some of the county health nurses'
Yeah.
salaries with MCH. And it's not a big grant, I think. What is it? 13,000. But the one thing is, I think the grant doesn't have to go back, if we can keep it and then keep adding to it. But like, see, let me go look at, haven't really spent too much this year. Just a few things that didn't amount to maybe $287 is all they've spent this year on, in that fund.
I think it's a pretty picky one, or not picky, but they have to really look in and see what they can. It's pretty well watched.
Yeah, they
Can't
have
just
a,
Go out and get somebody something.
what they can use it for and what they can't use it for. And education for example, I don't know, pregnant women, that's why it's called maternal and child health. I mean, to teach them, more of a teaching tool than,
Well,
you pass last
we're all
year.
happy.
All right, well, we'll go ahead into the next one is a resolution 2022-9A Granite County Resolution increasing the county road fund budget fiscal year 21-22 and accounting for the revenue received during the fiscal year first reading.
Do you understand it?
We'll explain it to me.
Do you
You
understand it?
explained it to him?
I didn't explain it to her. Sarah must have explained it to you.
We're missing one that. Read it.
This is the one where, because we combined all our capital project or capital loans and stuff together, that it created, we had to show the income as revenue coming in. And what Sarah did was just the principal and the interest, and she didn't show what was actually. Does that help?
The full picture,
Yeah,
yeah, this
full
shows that, and will suffice the auditors, we already did a resolution on the loans and so forth.
Once we put it, we were saving on the interest on everything. We
Yeah.
Combined it, and then when
Yeah.
she explained it years ago.
Yeah,
And we thought, no, it's pretty much.
Well, yeah, I figured, so when it says. It increased it 496, 360 was when. Because all we had was, we didn't have the full principal, we just had the payments we were making that year.
yes,
And
in the
interest.
budget, yeah,
So what she had to do was the full amount of the loans that had to be
Yeah.
treated as, you get it? See, they're still owed on, and all we ever budgeted was,
yearly
monthly
payment,
payment.
annual payment.
So we had to throw all the, what actually we owed on it,
Yes,
not the
exactly, yeah.
total.
Okay.
Does that help? Does that help? You
Yeah.
knew, okay.
Yeah, when she explained, I understood.
Yeah,
her.
and
Well,
it's just it's a adjusting entry thing for the fiscal year 2021. And it's adjusting entry, there's no cash or cash difference, we're adjusting the entry for the road fund budget to include the whole principal amount that actually is owed on it.
The end result was the county saving
Yeah.
a substantial interest.
So the whole amount has to be booked instead of just
Hey,
the payments. that
Yes,
is-
yeah.
okay, done.
Yep, that's a good way.
show The interest in what we were.
Yeah.
doing. Yeah, because we never showed that, we just showed the payment.
Well, the
Broke it
payments
down.
included the interest, yeah.
But I mean, then.
The annual payment, yeah, the budget only include the
Yeah.
annual payment.
And yeah. Does that help? I know it would, after the last 3 words I said probably made more sense than the whole paragraph I said before.
This is just the first reading. Is there any public comment on that?
No.
So. Comparing treasurer's office and the dump site is comparing apples and oranges. Because when you go in to do a title, it takes you 15 to 20 minutes to even get it started. When you're going to the dump, if you can get in there and get out, it's 5 minutes.
Yeah, but what he's saying that she's got other stuff to do to clean up
Yeah.
and pack it and everything. So
A strong closing at 4 o'clock. I don't think we can do a 3:45. Or she closes doors and finishes up. All I'm saying.
you know, that's just too early to close. I mean, even 4, it's too early to close. I thought it was 6. I haven't read the sign. Since I don't know how, I'm going to change it, but I always thought it's open at 10.
We just got a dumpster for the ranch and share it, and we'll pay on it, and it's the easiest. to do it, So we don't put it down.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Hello.
They didn't clean up, there's one. They have 21 on there.
Okay, thank you. This will be on the agenda next week.
With,
It's that Martha stuff. Sure.
so we gotta tell them exactly what we're gonna put it.
We haven't before, but they're getting requesting a lot on stuff, so I think we better just have a good paper trail of where we're taking and what we're spending it on. Just to show something that, like, your gravel.
You know, we could always gravel up, so.
Yeah, I just think I need to have a paper trail so we know exactly where that money was spent in that budget, because they're gonna come out, so it seems like they're gonna not an audit, they're gonna say, well, what are you really using this for? And this way we can show.
So the one thing on the accounting part of it. You would just use the one line item, an object number and just do a detailed report, you're gonna see that spent, and that's coming out of gas.
That's all
I
I
think
think.
you've got it set up that way.
I think that's, and then, yeah, then we'll have it, just so we can, if we had a paper trail, it would show that we took $10,000 out here on this road. This, I think we just need to cover, because there is question, you know. Or we just spend it, and never knew really where it went. Okay, a couple minutes early, we'll go into that Flint Creek Dam peak ground melioration. My first question was where it says here that the Grant County Commission has requested this.
Yeah, I did a request for proposals, but none were given in like a timely manner. But I think Jeremiah was still working, reaching out to people to get, is my understanding, is that
Yeah, that's my understanding too. And HDR is actually the group that sent a proposal last year. And it was for, I think, a bit more money than this proposal is worth, or is quoted at. So yes, Jeremiah asked if I would get this on for you guys to review today. And if you do decide to accept the contract and then, or accept the proposal and then go into a contract with HDR, we do need to reach out to FERC and still ask for an extension because this will go over into 2023.
Yeah, this was supposed to, FERC had through the
Yeah,
end of
and
the year.
this is something that we have to correct. But we haven't been able to find anyone that will make a proposal, and now HDR. And who is HDR? What does it stand for?
Um,
I mean, that maybe should have been written out in the.
Yeah,
HDR.
It was, I think, in his email.
And we chose not to accept them because they were too expensive, or what? The last one, or?
I think you're hoping that. you can-
Yeah,
yeah,
we
for
thought it
more
would be
reason.
done for cheaper.
Um,
It's just called HDR Engineering.
Where are they from?
Are they an engineering company?
yes,
And they're the only ones that have offered to give us a proposal.
Well, it looks like they're worldwide from what I found on the web. It looks like they're
in Missoula,
oh, and they have an office in Helena.
and
Where at?
Missoula and Helena, they have offices.
So we put it out there, and it's been what, over a year, and we haven't received any from anybody else except for.
I don't know that it's been
Yeah.
over a year and
It's been intermittent. I think we first requested this last year.
okay.
I'm not sure at what
Did
time.
a second.
And then
time,
this
yeah,
was our
second.
second
time.
time.
Well, let's
Yeah.
just say
Yeah.
we've had this out there for a very long
Yeah.
time. And no one has come up with a proposal other than. So are we gonna have to just pay this price and get it done? Accept their
I would
proposal.
think so.
God,
It's-
we have to.
Yeah.
We can't keep delaying it because we do have a proposal from them.
Isn't this about what we had in the budget?
I think so. I think 65, if I remember correctly, is what you guys budgeted for this.
Yeah, cause we just kept thinking there's gonna be somebody cheaper and just, yeah, obviously, nobody else does.
And nobody's interested. But
It's a real, I think it's a real specialized deal. There's just not a lot of people around
They-
doing
The
it.
total anticipated budget says that the bond 64. So we budget for it, it's just, we thought maybe we'd find somebody cheaper.
I think FERC will get, I mean, once you have someone in place, I think FERC will say, yeah, we'll grant an extension on it. They know you're working in good faith on
I think this is our second extent. This will be our second
Yeah.
extension.
it. Yeah,
We were supposed to have it done by the
You
end.
know,
of
we have to
2021.
do it, not just the prices. We don't want to pay it, but you know. So what do you need, a motion to accept this?
proposal. And then they'll get us a proposed contract, so that could be on the agenda later on.
Maybe hydro will go half.
Now,
yeah, I didn't know there was anything on this. I make a motion that we accept HDR analysis proposal for what? The peak ground accelerations analysis. That
Yep.
seismic stuff,
seismic stuff,
Yeah.
subject to like a written agreement. Yeah,
subject to written.
When can I have it done? Did you say here?
Can we like have it in June?
I mean, I imagine it'll take a few months.
yeah.
Yeah, Jeremiah said it will, the schedule will push into 2023. On this.
But if we can accept it in 2022, then it's at least it shows that we made an attempt at
Yeah.
trying to move on,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I think it's quoted at 18 to 20 weeks. I think it's quoted at 18 to 20 weeks for the timeframe.
So,
So I'll second.
Any public comment on this?
Elena,
Go ahead, Elena.
Thank you for the record. I'm looking at this scope of work that was, and I did update the website. And it says scope of work, Flint Creek Dam, peak ground accelerations, PGA analysis, Granite County. Project understanding. If this is from HDR, good point. Blanche, what is HDR? Doesn't say engineering or anything on it, but how is this from them? I've never seen anything. It doesn't say dear sir, it doesn't say that it's from them, address, nothing on this as a submission from them as a proposal. And then it says Granite County Commission has requested an analysis. And then it says the commission will provide as available these following documents. Do you know even who is going to provide this information to them? And this just doesn't, I mean, it doesn't even look like it's a proposal. It looks like it just came from out of the blue. And the way it's appearing, I don't understand it. And I don't know what motion you're making a motion on for this. Anyway, that's for the record.
So Billy, am I correct in assuming that this came from Great West?
Yes,
And they emailed it to us and it's a proposal from HDR?
yes,
And that if we accept this proposal as is right now, I'm sure we'll get a much more refined scope of work that we will sign off on. Right now, I think the deadline is getting to the point where we have to do something because this is required from FERC and we need to proceed forward.
And then explaining that is pretty much telling Jeremiah, go ahead and get home, and then they'll send us what they're
Yeah.
gonna. Everything, this is just to move it on like you've explained. But we just have to start moving on this, we keep. Thinking we get somebody else and we did, and we're already on the extension, now we're gonna have to have another one, but this way it'll, yes.
Yeah, this isn't the final document. This is just
Yeah, we're
the
not signing.
proposal.
We're not signing.
We're just accepting, just making that motion accept like you explained, Lance, do the beat ground for and that we can start moving. Go.
So Billy, is this something that we're going to forward back to Great West, or are we going to actually get this to HDR, which is an
So-
engineering company?
so if you guys go ahead and approve that you're gonna accept the proposal today, I will send that information to Jeremiah, who has been working with HDR based on
And
how
that's,
you guys have asked.
and that's why we ask him to do this scope to find somebody, and this is where we're at now. So he'll get everything in line and send it back. This is just a kind of approval to move ahead.
Yes,
All in favor?
Hi.
Motion carried back. Is there any more comments on her?
Elena has one.
Oh, thank you.
Go ahead, Elena.
Thank you. Well, after all that explaining, I guess it kind of makes sense, but nothing pertains to Grace West and Jeremiah as sending this. This is the point I was making. After all discussion, bringing these questions up, then we get answers. But looking at it, where does it say it came from Jeremiah or Great West who's handling this? It doesn't say it. This is public information. Okay, and we shouldn't have to look for clues all over the place. That's for the record. Okay, for my record also. Thank you.
Go ahead. Blake.
it was stated verbally there, so it wasn't in writing. It was verbally at the start of the meeting. So you're incorrect.
I was gonna say that too. We did talk about it. We did question who HDR was. We did ask where it came from. Billy responded this is the email from Great West, and this is the search that they found. So it might not be on this actual scope of work. This scope of work is just a copy that Great West sent to us in an email for us to look at and decide.
The first question when we went on this, I asked, did we or who or them request this? And you guys explained it to me and the.
And-
Thank you.
And we're not signing anything.
No.
I mean, well,
No,
Just getting a contract.
like you
For the
said,
record.
just to get the ball rolling.
for,
You're good.
Any other comments on it? It's already passed. I see it. Being done, I'd entertain a motion.
Made order.
Now to adjourn.
Oh.
No, yeah, we passed it. I let her do Republic because I didn't see it. We did it right.